Hey guys, Barking Madly here. Just wanted to get some thoughts out there, and also wanted to get some input from you guys. Recently, up in Las Vegas, there's been a coroner's inquest that's been going on for a while regarding a guy named Erik Scott, I believe is his name. I keep forgetting it. Erik Scott. 2 to 3 years ago, he showed up at a Costco in a really agitated state. It's agitated to the point that customers complained to the employees at the Costco, and at some point it was realized that the guy was carrying. I think he was doing a really bad job of concealed carry. He was bent over and the pistol butt showed or something like that. And the cops were called because clearly the employees didn't want to deal with somebody that's extremely agitated, just kind of acting really strange and is armed. So the cops show up, and at some point they drew their weapons and said, ordered the guy to comply, drop the weapon, whatever, I don't remember the exact. But a number of witnesses have said that very clearly. The police officers said, drop your weapon, drop your weapon, drop your weapon, extremely clearly, extremely forcefully, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The guy evidently made a very quick grab for his waistline, and he got ventilated. If you just look at the very brief details, you really have to take the police story with a grain of salt, because the police up in Las Vegas, the LVPD, or what they actually call them, Metro up there, they're very much of the bang, what's the speed of light in a vacuum? Shoot first, ask questions later. They're notorious for it. And they oftentimes don't get held accountable for it, because the way things are handled up there is if there's an officer involved shooting, that's questionable. It goes to a coroner's inquest, which is usually closed. No access to the public or anything like that. Such is the case here, but all the information that has been publicly made available makes it look like the guy was in the wrong, pretty clearly. And it's taken a couple of years for the family to finally come to grips with that and finally drop the suit. They're one of those families that, he went to Annapolis, or maybe it was it Annapolis or West Point. He was a military school graduate, I'm not sure which. He was clearly not in the wrong here. He couldn't possibly be wrong, even though the wife had mentioned, I think, that he was either on medication he shouldn't have been, or he should have been on medication and he wasn't. Don't remember exactly. There does not seem to be a case of suicide by cop. It just seems like medication was involved or should have been involved, and the guy was not in his right mind, but was in a situation where the cops felt concerned. Anyway, back on to the bigger subject. If you are confronted by police officers that are clearly in an agitated situation, and you either are or are not armed, I don't really think it even really matters, do you comply? Now, my other half will tell you I am one of the most pain-in-the-ass people to deal with, that cops don't like dealing with me. I'm an borderline asshole, but I am difficult to deal with under the best of circumstances, and just a blatant asshole under the best of circumstances. During traffic stops and other crap, like drunk driving lanes where they feel they have the right to do, in my opinion, an illegal search and seizure. But when a cop has a gun drawn, or is agitated to the point where I'm concerned that he's going to have a gun drawn, I've had both situations, I become very compliant. Or if I'm in a situation, even when I don't agree with a traffic stop, I'll very visibly roll the window down, have hands up, and just, hands on the steering wheel. Yes, sir. No, sir. Go fuck yourself, sir. Whatever. But as I will be a jerk, and I will be confrontational, but in a non-threatening manner. The moment the guy has a gun pulled, I will become a much different animal, just because I don't want to get shot. Whether or not I have to deal with a $200, $300, $400 traffic fine, or traffic school, or going to court and fight it, that's something else. But I'd much rather, the whole judged by 12, carried by 6 argument. But at any rate, just like your take on it, because to me, the cops have the responsibility, the greater responsibility, to uphold the law, not get in people's knickers, and basically violate the law, even though they do all the time and get away with it. But I think we, as people that want to stay alive, have some fundamental responsibility to not exacerbate a situation that could get ugly really quickly. But at the same time, we have to make sure we don't have our rights trampled on and be as energetic in protecting our rights as we can be, but not to the point it threatens our lives. That's my opinion. Some of the folks out here might be a little more of the stronger libertarian and my rights are my rights, come hell or high water, and come 9mm slug. I'm more attached to my life at this point than I am to what's most likely just an incidental and temporary law infringement of my rights. And even though the system is there, most likely I will never get redress for it, but at least the option is there for if I choose to try to deal with it. Just want your thoughts on that. You can Google the Erik Scott case and whatnot if you want to. I'm probably not going to put a link in there because I think the story is incidental, but just what are the responsibilities of us as citizens in dealing with the police? What are the responsibilities of the police dealing with us as citizens? And how do you balance that line? Because, like I said before, I'm not a big fan of cops. I will push the limit as far as I can, up to a point. But I have no intention or desire to have whatever size holes punched in me. So, anyway, later. Interested in your thoughts. Bye.